Hello friends, it's Anton here from Other Miniatures, and today we're gonna be building a next spaceship. So I just grabbed a handful of the pegs and we're gonna start building stuff. So today idea is, I actually didn't even test it, so it's gonna be quite a interesting build. But I want to build like a hospital ship with a landing platform on it. Well, attached to it. So yeah, let's start from that. So I'm gonna start from the platform and then I'm gonna figure out, what I want to do about the ship. So I'm just taking the longer pegs that I have to create the platform. Oh, why didn't you stick together? Come on, stick together like glue. So it was stupid, and I know it, but I needed something like that. Yeah. Believe me, I have deep thoughts sometimes. They are rare and few between, but I have them. Right, so even... Oh, come on, stick. See, that's the problem with those uneven pegs, that sometimes you just have something like that that causes everything to be messed up. Alright. So we have our platform to land our ships on, yeah? Like some of those smaller ships can easily just park their bottoms on it. Yeah, the bigger ships, I actually moved them all to the other shelf, so I don't have them at the hand's length. So now I'm thinking, I need to build up the bulk of the hospital ship. So this would be probably... This is gonna be quite interesting to actually figure this out. Because I would need to build like a hospital block on it, yeah? So this is like a landing platform, then hospital block. And obviously we understand that this is a massive scale comparing to what we are looking at. So let's just start from this. So this is gonna be a first layer. I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea how this is gonna look like when I finish with it, so... Second layer. I just don't think that, the entire... what do you call it? Symmetry is absolutely necessary when building stuff like that. I think that sometimes when you skip it, it actually can't help the project altogether. And especially, we are using a very, very cheap materials to build, so there is as well no panic that you are wasting, something precious and expensive. Like literally those are bamboo clothing pegs, and they cost pennies. So I have my tall hospital block. Yeah, now let's make it look like a spaceship somehow. So I'm gonna be dressing this. That's gonna be the symmetry part, okay. I'm getting ideas, yeah? Again, I may not have a brain, but I have idea. Actually, it is one of the better quotes lately. I don't know where this comes from, but I love it. It's funny, and that's how it should be. Come on. So I'm just trying to kind of get this in the right spot. Yeah, I would say that it is all right. So we have our... Yeah, this is something, but Obviously this is not done yet. I will need some other stuff. I'm thinking for the hospital ship we're gonna need something rising up. So if I cut this in half with very crappy cutters, hopefully I'm gonna survive this. It's surprising how strong the piece of bamboo can be. Yeah, especially considering that bamboo is a grass. Yep, definitely. Alright. So I have something in here. Now we're gonna use one of those spikes. I actually cut out the little wings from the last week build. For the last week build. Last week. Okay, English isn't my forte today apparently. So yeah, let's just avoid making more of a fool from myself. Of myself. As you can hear, you know, I'm trying, but it's not working. So we're gonna be adding those little ones in here. They are just, you know, extra details. We're gonna make it, you know, hopefully look a little bit better. But those tiny pegs, they always work great for a smaller ships as well. So we could build like a small ship just sitting on the surface of this. Alright, so there we go. We're gonna put one in here that they're gonna just look like maybe little thrusters or something. I'm actually not 100% sure. Okay. Well, I dropped my space station last week. Believe me, I don't want to do that this week again. Now I'm just thinking, you know, if you have this and some sort of a horrible contagious disease breakout, you would want to have like a quarantine domes. Yeah, so I'm gonna throw 2 of them on the top of the platform. Yeah, just to add a little bit of interest. Yeah, so they're gonna have this, you know, horrible feeling of oppression, you know, that you are in the quarantine dome. But, you know, then if you have a very rich patrons coming into your obviously space station hospital, well, flying hospital, yeah, you want them to be able to stargaze, you know, and be feeling, you know, great and everything. So you're gonna have a special domes for those special patients, which are, you know, not privileged at all comparing to you, to other people. I mean, yeah, to the peasants, to the normal people. And you know, I think that we can toss one in here just to confuse everything completely. Like, why not? Yeah. All right. So we have this, which I'm gonna be honest, for something that I just, you know, kind of dream up in from the top of my head and I have no idea if it's gonna work, looks semi-decent. Of course, the bottom of this rough as hell because that's how those wood pegs are. But I'm still thinking, you know, the generator itself could probably produce some power, but they wouldn't probably skimp on throwing a couple of extra solar powers. I'm not saying a lot, few of them here and there, and definitely not on this, because this is to dock the ships, to land the ships, transport the sick, yeah, and fly away. Like for example, this one just can go like crash into it, and then they can push it off. But couple of solar panels. Actually, this entire mast can be literally designed to keep the solar panels. Okay, and we have another idea. Believe me, I have an entire video dedicated to my stupid ideas, and I will actually post it one day, probably Thursday. Yeah, I need to just edit it and post it on my channel. But yes, I have video which I literally call stupid ideas. And those stupid ideas gonna probably be Thursday, kind of a line of videos. Okay, so we have a solar panel as well, and this looks like a hodgepodge, whatever of ideas, and it isn't, but that solar panel just is okay. Yeah, feels a little bit pushed, but let's add just a little bit more of those little ones. On the outside, they may be like, additions after they built the ship. It turned out it was too small, they added laboratories or whatever on the surface. I'm just, kind of building my own law when I'm building stuff like that. So yeah, and we can throw one in here maybe, just to fill up the gap, because I don't really like it, although it's just a piece of wood at the end of the day. And then we can maybe throw like one in here and then maybe two in between, which gonna give us something. Yeah, at the end of the day, all of that doesn't really have to make a perfect sense. Yeah, you don't know what race built it, you don't know what was the original idea and why they did build it, so it might be a little bit weird. And obviously, we're gonna cap this with maybe something like that. Just cut this smaller. And that might be like a, cannon which was mounted as a, idea for maybe clearing the meteorites or something. As this supposed to be hospital facility. Then yeah. Come on. Alright, so this oddity of a spaceship, yeah, is, I think, done. I don't gonna be just keep on adding, because I'm gonna be just gluing this and it's gonna become one big wooden blob, nothing else. But now I need to mount it, so it's gonna be again one of those bases, plop on it, and then I'm gonna paint it. So I'm gonna be back once it is actually, have the base coat on it. Yeah, so be right back. For a paint job for this, we're gonna be only using two colors, red and blue. Obviously we have white and black. It's, when I was spraying white, it kind of bled through, so we can ignore that. But what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna paint a cross on the deck, and if I have some stenciled or something, it would be probably better, but it's just gonna be freehand. So I just feel like I don't have enough paint in the tip. Come on. The dry paint on this can be A nuisance. There we go. So it might not be that it is a not enough paint, but it might be that the surface is just rough, and that's why I don't want to cooperate very well. I can already see that I did one of the arms longer than the other. Oh, that's gonna be adjusting by adjusting and adjusting on top of that. Come on. Okay. Alright, now let's try to do the other arm. I know technically, I could put a H in here to make it like a landing pad, but I prefer actually just going with the red cross to show if it is a what do we call it? Come on. Medical ship. Oh, okay, my brain got completely messed up in there. Yeah, so there is one of the next problems that I noticed with the pens. Yeah, when you have tight spaces, good luck getting into them without messing everything around. Yeah, so again, this is another thing that is minus when it comes to them. Again, the biggest plus, portability and ease of use, because you don't have to wash them, you don't have to clean them after every use like with a brush, yeah, and they don't dry out if you leave them in the cup. Yeah, if you close the cup. It happened to me that I was doing something, I left the cup open and the paint did dry out on the tip. So what you can do, just put it into water and it's gonna reactivate. Yeah, so there's no problem even with that. Even if it dries out, you can fix it. Okay, and now I only want to paint the orbs and the solar panel in blue, so we are almost done with the paint job. And I already did a smudge on the those orbs surprisingly cause me hassle every single time that I paint them. And now for the solar panels. Yeah, again, just a streaks. Yeah, I want them to be streaky. So just painting them in one direction and hoping that those streaks gonna show up after it dries. Alright, there we go. So this is my medical ship. It's asymmetric, and I love every single bit about that it is asymmetric. With all of those little crooked pegs, the bamboo ones, it looks like the front of it is falling apart, like a drunk designed it. But yeah, other than that, it's actually very, very cool looking in my opinion. Like I could probably do some colors in here, to show like an engine exhaust or something. But yeah, this is done. Yeah, so I'm gonna go and edit it because it is actually Sunday, and yeah, I slept through almost the entire day. No Warhammer 40k done this weekend. Yeah. So if you like this video, please rate, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, family, and whoever else want to watch, me building tiny little ships from wooden pegs and other wooden pieces. Yeah? And everyone have a great day and take care. Bye bye.